All right, we got a special guest, I should say two guests here, a dynamic duo on Amazin but True, Jake Brown, Nelson Figueroa. Now, if you've been to Citi Field, if I hope you haven't lived under a rock, you've seen the song Narco. Edwin Diaz's entrance music. SMY has bolstered it by having a camera follow him to the mound. And no matter where you are in this country, in whatever country, you feel the energy. And these guys are the reason, basically, this happened. And that would be Blasterjaxx. We're here with Thom, Jongkind, and Idir Makhlaf, the dynamic duo of Blasterjaxx. They are a house, electro house, big room house duo. They make bangers that you're bobbing your head to, and Narco is one of them. Idir, Thom, welcome to Amazin but True. Glad to have you on. How are you?
We're good. Thank you very much for inviting us. This is quite a new thing for us, but I already love it.
Yeah, no, you're in the Netherlands, both of you right now.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, cool. And you guys travel the world, you tour around the world, and you notice a spike to the streams, I would say, on Spotify. I think you're like top 3 viral Spotify charts, and you realize it's Narco and Edwin Diaz. I mean, how cool has it been, this roller coaster ride from the song coming out in 2017 to slowly starting to blow up, and now the millions and millions of streams and Shazams you're getting from people at the stadium to the song blowing up now?
Yeah, it's insane. It's really out of this world, basically, especially since it's a track, like you mentioned, that's been out for 5 years already. Like usually when you release a track, you have that buzz, or it needs like half a year maximum, and then the peak of the buzz. And now after 5 years, it's rising up again. And it's great. And it's especially great that the music is connecting a different kind of people, not per se people that would come to our shows or listen to our music in the first place, but still get in touch with the song via sports. That's a great thing. It's pretty unreal the last 2 weeks, how this track is doing, how the interaction is going online.
Yeah, for us, I can tell you right now, as a former athlete, when that song comes on, the game is over. That's what you signify that with. We had at our ballpark, the other team was winning at the time, and they played that song, and I looked up at our people playing, and I'm like, what are you doing? That's the ending song. That means the game's over. We're trying to make a comeback here. And right now, that is the hottest song out there. It's up there right now, synonymous with Enter Sandman for Mariano Rivera, Hell's Bells for Trevor Hoffman, some of the all-time great closers in the game. That's got to be a tremendous feeling. And like you said, when you're traveling the world and you're making new music and new content every 3 weeks, for that to blow up and still be blowing up, and I'm telling you right now, it's not going to stop blowing up well into the playoffs and World Series when the Mets have their way with the rest of baseball.
Yeah, that's insane. Absolutely. Also, yeah, being like named in the other walk-on songs, that's crazy. I think we only realize it once we have been in the stadium and seen the whole, action live and the track being played out live. But I think that's the moment when we would definitely realize what's happening.
And Idir, both of you weren't into really baseball, right? Have you got more into it now? Like, have you started following Edwin Diaz stats and when he comes in, or do you just get people sending you videos? Look, another entrance video.
Well, it's actually funny because, yeah, what you said, we have not been into baseball at all before. We played it when we were young. In school, just an hour a week or something like that. But basically that's it. But nowadays I just follow like Edwin Diaz. I follow like all baseball accounts and everything on Instagram. So I kind of like get the feeling of how big it is. Yeah, that's actually really funny.
And have you talked more to Edwin Diaz? I know you guys have had brief DMs and social interactions. Have you talked to him? Would you like to soon meet him? What's been that interaction like?
Well, yeah, like you said, a lot of DMs, or a couple of DMs, vice versa. But due to some reporters where we had interviews with, like some messages got like transferred to one another all the time. It's pretty cool, old school. So like, I believe we made like a video message when we were in Ibiza in Spain for him. He got it showed, and then he replied back in a video message, which we found back on Twitter. So that's how it goes at the moment. It has its charm, actually. It's pretty cool like this. And yeah, to meet them would be absolutely great. Yeah.
Have the Mets reached out to you? So there was a report that Timmy Trumpet would be coming August 28th to Citi Field. That got shot down quick. I guess he is also on tour. Have the Mets reach out to you? Have anyone reached out to you and Timmy Trumpet to perform this song at Citi Field? Because if this doesn't happen before the first week of November when the Mets are playing in the World Series, I think we'll all be pretty disappointed.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot, first of all. There are talks about things. I have to be very careful with this. The point is, like, as you might know, for Europeans and everyone non-US, working on your visa might take a while. It's a pretty bureaucratic procedure. So we are in the middle of that. We are still waiting for that. So hopefully when everything falls in place, there might be a chance that something could happen. But like I said, it's very premature right now.
So you were in talks with the Mets, have reached out to you and said, come out here. Steve Cohen's worth $14 billion. So he'll wipe his ass with the private jet to get you to America and get you to Citi Field. He'll get a helicopter to put you on the field with Timmy Trumpet. So I want to make sure this happens.
If you make it happen, you're going to be in a helicopter and the jet with us. So
I'm in. I want the news to be broken here when we know the date, because everyone got excited that August 28th is happening. And then once, that got shot down, everyone's like, all right, let's just do it for the playoffs, because the energy for playoffs would be insane.
Don't let Jake do the negotiations either, because if Jake is doing the negotiations, he's promising a lot of things, and Chick-fil-A will be involved and a whole lot of other things. But more so than anything, man, I think it's incredible for you guys to be touring the world and then taking the opportunity with us to be on our podcast right now. The fans are eating this thing up, and we just talked a little bit before the show. Where did you guys just perform this weekend?
This weekend we're in Berlin, Germany, and in Hungary on a boat party. So that was the weekend, and actually the whole week in total was like boat party, that was wild. Other than that, we did Ibiza, Spain on last Wednesday, and on Monday we just came back from Vancouver. So it's quite a travel this week. But hey,
jealous.
It's all good.
So jealous.
What I find interesting, guys, is that this song Narco was originally supposed to be with a flute, and the flute to the trumpet. I mean, talk about going. Not that a flute's a zero. I played the clarinet in marching band. What a loser I was back in the day. But the flute's cool and it works on songs. But for an entrance song for a closer, the trumpet took this thing to another level. I mean, it's just a majestic sound. Now, I read that was your first time you met up with Timmy and you made that happen. But what that did to the song is take it to a whole nother level.
Absolutely, there's nothing more to add to that, and it's funny that we found back the first demo we made of this track, and I also forgot how it sounded like. So we played it, and we were like, "Ooh!" It got a lot better over time. That's good. That's a good thing. But while making this song, we didn't have anything in mind of it being a walk-on song for a pitcher anywhere in the world, anyway. So it was just a track like any other track. We just like to go with the flow and see what comes out of that. And in the end, I mean, the track is cool, and we also played it live. We still play it live nearly every show, as well does Timmy. So it's definitely a go-to track for our crowd as well. And that the fact that Diaz picked up on it, that's just extra great. And to be really honest, now I see the whole picture together, like him walking on the field, the track in the background. We're like, okay, it's a match. It's a match.
And you see the fans going crazy. I think I like the versatility of the song, because now with the flute, you can use it as a wedding song. It won't be so bad with the trumpets are blaring and here comes the bride. No, here comes the bride. Here comes Narco, Timmy Trumpets, and the couple walking in together. I think the flute will take the little edge off so that the mother-in-law and father-in-laws aren't ready to kill them.
True that. And maybe what we could do as a prank, that Fluties, the flute accounts on YouTube, they make and maybe we should do the Narco as well. Yeah, exactly, that thing. That would be so funny. So I think we should work on that this week as a prank.
Cool.
Have you you haven't released the flute version, have you?
No. Basically, every time we make a hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, every time we make a song, we have let's say at the end of the song we have 20 versions. My God. V1, V2, V3, and so on. So basically, this was a V1 or V2, maybe of that song Narco, and the one with the trumpet and everything in it is V20. So it's you need to start somewhere. You need to start with an idea and everything till everything comes to place, and that was with the trumpet.
He said ID. So I had a foreign exchange student named Milou Lunter from Soest, and the first time she said, "Don't you think that's a good ID?" And I go, ID. It's idea. And she goes, no, my teacher taught me it's ID. And I was like, oh my God, I don't think that's right. And I showed her how it's idea. So you just said that. It just reminded me of her. I mean, I had a great experience in the Netherlands, went there with my family. We hung out, went all over Amsterdam and Soest and down to the beaches. We had a really good time and really good people, except for the fact that my daughter was a little traumatized walking through Amsterdam because she thought it smelled like pine cones. And I tried to
It's
explain
the
to her
weed.
those.
Yeah.
It's the weed.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody in Amsterdam loves Christmas. Christmas trees.
Yeah, I might have to make a trip to Amsterdam one
There
day
it
for
is.
other reasons, you know. We're here with Blasterjaxx. Follow them on social media at Blasterjaxx. That's JAXX. Thom and Idir here with us on Amazing But True. And man, this song's been electric. The Mets have been fun, which has made it good because he got rid of it after 2018, 2019 comes to the Mets. He changed his song and he was trash. He had a 5.5 ERA, which if you guys aren't baseball guys, 5.5 ERA is terrible
For
a closer.
especially.
That means he gives up 5 runs every 9 innings, which for a guy who pitches 1 inning at a time, that is terrible. So there was one point where I said trade him for Dunkaroos. Dunkaroos were a rare item here in the States. It's like a cookie treat that people when they participate
rare
in Christmas trees, they might eat them and dip them in after smoking some trees. I was saying trade him. Now he's the closer of a lifetime. And he's been great. Have you guys had group texts with Timmy? Have you been talking about the hype around it? Do you guys text each other?
Well, actually, last night I got back at 2 a.m. and I was like, okay, let's shoot Timmy a text since he's
you
always
up
awake.
text at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
to Timmy.
Yeah, 24/7. He's always on WhatsApp. So I shoot him a text. I said, bro, what's happening to Narco is insane, man. Love it. Aha, so good. Congrats, brother. That's it.
Did he respond or is he still sleeping?
No, that's what he responded, of course. But I mean, we're both very busy touring. So I think as soon as we see each other, we're definitely gonna have a good drink on it. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Is that the only time, or you guys have collabed and done shows together as well beyond just the recording of the song, right?
Yeah, and it's funny because we just finished a new track we did after Narco. Like I wouldn't say per se a follow-up, but yeah, more or less it is actually. So that track was we played a track together live during Timmy's set on a big festival, and I believe a week after that whole Narco thing started buzzing. So that was crazy. Yeah.
So you and Timmy are we gonna get a collab album with you two? Just an album full of trumpets at some point?
That would be good. Then you should just listen to Timmy's music overall. He's a trumpet man. But the new thing is really cool as well. But it's something different. And yeah, like I mentioned, after that, the whole Narco song blew up. So maybe we should still look again for a Narco follow-up. Even though there's a lot of pressure. Because to be honest, for the last 4 years, we tried to make a follow-up for Narco already. And it's basically impossible. That track is so unique in its way that whenever you try to make something similar, it's gonna sound like Narco, and you don't want that.
Right. What's the name of the new track?
Right now there's
Faro.
no name yet.
Faro.
Oh,
It's
what is it?
Faro.
Oh shit, there is a name.
Breaking news. What is it called? Faro?
What was it?
It's Faro. So that basically the thing is it's a long story short, and we go a little bit off topic, but anyways, like there's some like really weird cultural house tune, whatever. It's a very weird genre of a track, and it was in one of my playlists by accident. I listened to it, and I was like, okay, that's a weird song with some Spanish sounding vocals, whatever. I reached out to the artist. He sent me the vocals. He was like, yo, yeah, you can have a look and play around with it. We worked on the track. Apparently, the vocals we chose were like some sort of an anthem for a specific community inside Spain somehow. Yeah, a lot of coincidences. If you can still follow, I hope.
Oh yeah.
And anyways, we played the track out. It was like a huge buzz because everyone was texting us like, "Whoa, you guys like recognize our specific subculture within Spain," and we were like, "Oh, whoa, that's coincidence." To me, it sounded Spanish. I didn't know any better, to be honest. But I mean, yeah, I'm not so into that language. So yeah, that's what we did, and basically the story is I translated it, singing about love for the water, blah blah blah, and the love on the beach. We were like beach, lighthouse. Lighthouse means faro in that language. That's it. Long story short.
Oh, okay. Beach lighthouse. All right, got it. Faro. So this Narco you named after the TV show? Is that what I read right?
Yeah, the thing was, we are not always that original with any titles given to tracks. I mean, I mean, back then Narcos was huge, and the sound was like that Latin kind of bit of gangster feel here and there. Yeah, that's so. Yeah,
Idir, you had a follow up to that?
No. No, no. I'm just thinking about how we're gonna name Narco 2.
Yeah, we got.
That's good enough, right
Can
there.
we come up with a name, Fig? You got anything off the top of your head? Can we give him a
I was
title?
Diaz.
thinking about Loco.
Loco? I think Diaz deserves his own name, or just call it Edwin or something. I don't know. Just Edwin. Just I don't
Let's
know.
go for Diaz then.
Diaz,
Diaz.
yeah, Diaz a little bit. What's interesting is like the lyrics. You try to listen in. Did you guys just sample those? Here's my southern slang. I speak it every day. I'm trying to get it popping. This is like
Each
the
and
white.
every way.
This is the white boy version.
Oh, man.
This is the white men can't jump reading.
Yeah.
Each and every way. It's one nation under goons. My goons are stripping all these cats down to their underoos, close to Dunkaroos.
Dunkaroos,
Yeah,
Worst
that'll be the next
vocal
song.
ever.
Dunkaroos.
Yes.
Yeah, tell me
it
how
was a
that came
sample.
about. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my god. Oh.
basically, while making the track, we had no big vision on this one. We just wanted to have a track to play in the set, whatever. And we just needed to have a vocal just for the atmosphere. You know, we want to have atmosphere. We're like, we just take something from any vocal packs we bought in the past, pitch it down a bit, sounds cool, whatever he's saying. We had no clue. I didn't know till like 2 years ago what he was saying. So the vocal is on there. And I was like, the last couple of weeks, I was like, let's look up what the lyrics are. First of all, there are 5 different lyrics on Google. So I'm like, one of them should be the good one. I was reading them. I was like, what is this?
Has nothing to do with the song.
Absolutely nothing.
The funny part was that we picked that vocal just for like to play it live to start with, and then we're gonna change it at the end. You know, we're gonna change it for original vocal. But then we liked the vocal in there, and it was already in there for half a year. So we're like, okay, screw it, we're gonna go with this vocal.
It's one. I mean, there's been some hit songs, Figgy, that have just terrible lyrics.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
watch
You
me
know-
whip, watch me nay nay. Like, what does that even mean? A bunch of hit rap songs that don't make sense. These lyrics don't make a ton of sense, but I mean,
It works.
It works. It's
It
incredible.
absolutely works.
Thank you very much.
That's-
Actually, I was
that's the
hoping
thing.
you guys could explain me the lyrics, because to me, it doesn't make sense yet.
Oh,
Like,
please don't get him rapping.
Let me-
Please.
Let me
Let's
do my
not-
urbandictionary.com. So
Yeah.
here's my Southern slang. It's a certain Southern slang. I speak it every day. So you speak in a Southern slang every day. Trying to get it popping. We're trying to get popping, trying to get this slang popping each and every way. It's one nation under goons. Figgy, could you describe it's one nation under goons?
Yeah, you.
Yeah. Well, it's one nation under God is the Pledge of Allegiance. So under goons
Allegiance.
instead. And I can't describe my goons are stripping all these cats into the underoos. I mean, they're
That's
getting
your favorite
naked.
line.
Yeah, I guess they're just getting people are getting naked at the end of
That
this. So
works great at a festival.
yeah,
Look, it works.
We'll celebrate that. So so if you guys do perform this, now you said you're working on this. How does it work? Does Timmy bring out an actual like trumpet and they put in the speaker and you guys are DJing behind him? Tell us how the set will work at Citi Field so we could just envision this scene in October of you guys.
if it would happen, which
When
I'm
it
not sure
happens,
about,
when it
imagine it would happen. Like I can't do any promises, but imagine it would happen in the most ideal world. It's probably just me jumping behind the booth, pressing play because it's one track, and Timmy will play a bit, indeed, with his trumpet connected to a mic, and that's it. And no, I have no clue.
In studio, he's like a really good trumpeter. Like he's a star on the trumpet because I'm fascinated by that.
Yeah, he's not just in the studio, but also live. As far as I know, he even played in the Royal Orchestra for, I believe, Australia or some other country. I believe
Nice.
Australia. So he definitely has a background as an actual trumpetist.
Timothy Jude Smith is his name. He sounds like a choir boy. He sounds like a good guy.
Yeah,
Tim-
because Jake Brown's
He's,
so
trust me,
hardcore.
hang out with him. He's not a choir boy.
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say.
can tell you, he's wild.
All right. Well, if this happens, we're doing shots with Thom, Idir, and Timmy for sure. Can't wait to see this happen. Before we let you go, tell us what you guys are up to, what you got coming out in the coming weeks here.
Yeah. We just released a new track, Out the Sky, together with Baus, which is also an American and Chinese duo. Very cool guys. Have a look at our Spotify, Apple Music, Twitter, Instagram, blasterjaxx.com, and you will find your information there.
Blasterjaxx.com. Bouse. That's what they call me sometimes in the streets as
No.
well, Figgy. Bouse. Here in New York City. Well,
That's
we
POS, P-O-S.
get the hell out of here. Thom and Idir, Blasterjaxx.com. Go check them out. And I'm hoping we see you guys in October at Citi Field. Obviously, can't give it away, but when it happens, if it happens, we'll be glad. And we're excited for you guys. And Edwin, you might have to take Edwin out for dinner because he's boosting these streams up through the wazoo. And we're glad for you guys and we're glad for him. And let's go Mets. Thanks for coming on.
Absolutely. Thank you as well. Thank you so much.
I have one question. I have one
Yeah.
more question. Is it possible, like, to get to swap T-shirts with Edwin?
Yeah.
Of course.
I mean, it would be cool to get a T-shirt from him with his autograph or something, and he gets
Idir,
our T-shirt.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he has your size.
Oh, shots fired between the duo. It's like me and
Love it,
Figgy.
bro.
He calls me fat all the time, Figgy.
Oh,
God
no,
damn.
no.
Come on.
That's
Jesus.
P-H-A-T. Pretty
No,
hot and tempting.
It's called dad bods. That's what it is. All right. So we'll send this to Edwin. So you autograph jersey,
That'd be
transcribe for you guys, and we'll make it
Hey,
happen.
afterwards, we'll
Awesome.
get your information. This way I can have that sent out to you.
Perfect, man. That
You got
sounds
it.
Sounds good.
All right,
All right.
guys. Take
Appreciate
care.
you guys coming on. Take care.
All right.
Okay, guys.
guys.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.
All right.